Hi there, friends. I'm meteorologist Jeff Hanowich. Clouds thickened throughout the day today. We started out the day with a whole lot of sunshine, but as the day went on, we started to see a little more cloud cover rolling in, but we were dry pretty much all day long. I don't think my tie's straight, so I'm going to try to fix that right here in front of you guys so I don't embarrass myself anymore. There we go. Is that better, Allie? Right? Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so clouds did thicken for us here today. We had a little more sunshine this morning, more clouds later in the day, and it was a dry day for us. Temperatures were still above average for this time of year on our Friday. It wasn't as warm as yesterday when we broke all those record highs, but temperatures today still made it into the upper 50s and low to mid 60s. For instance, high temperatures today in Roanoke got up to about 65 degrees, and that's well above average for this time of year. All right, excuse me. The best way to get your pictures on the air is to send them to something called Pin It. Okay, we love your pictures. We try to show them as much as we possibly can. And the best way for us to show them on the air is for you to send them to Pin It. You can access Pin It several different ways. One, by going to WSLS.com/pins, or you could go to the news app or the weather app, and there will be a drop down for the pins section as well. So get your pics on the air. We love to see them. Send them to Pin It. All right, it is now 7 years ago today where we were dealing with some really, really nasty weather across especially eastern areas of our viewing area. It was 7 years ago today, on February the 24th, 2016, where we had the infamous Evergreen tornado roll through Appomattox County. It was, again, an EF3 with winds of up to 165 miles per hour. In that tornado, 7 were injured and 1 did die. More than 100 homes were destroyed in the Evergreen tornado. It was on the ground for 17 miles. I remember that day very, very well. I remember being on the air with Alan Auglis, and we saw, oftentimes you hear us talk about storm relative velocity when we are talking about tornadoes. That's a good way for us to recognize spin in the atmosphere. And those are the green and red colors that oftentimes we point out. And there was a red circle completely surrounded by green. And I remember Alan and I just saying this is on TV. I think I even said, holy cow. Yeah, that day is a day I will never forget as a meteorologist. And then the day after, going to Evergreen and seeing the damage, that will be carved in my mind as a meteorologist forever. And that was, again, 7 years ago today on February the 24th. 2016. Now, since then, we've had a couple more EF3s impacting our neck of the woods. And prior to 2016, it had been a very, very long time since we were hit by an EF3. Evergreen was the first one, and then we were hit by 2 more. One in 2018, the one that impacted Timberlake and Elin, and then we had one in Sidnersville in Franklin County in 2019. So those are some recent EF3 tornadoes in our area. Thankfully today, we did not deal with any severe weather. As a matter of fact, it has been pretty dry out there. There are some returns showing up here on the radar at 10:03. But you have to keep in mind the air is still very, very, very dry. Could there be a couple of sprinkles embedded in this green that you're seeing towards parts of Patrick and Carroll and Grayson counties? Sure, there could be a sprinkle or two, but you got to know that the air is still very dry. We need the temperature and the dew point to get closer together, i.e., we need the air to saturate. So, for instance, at 5 o'clock, at 5:30, at 6 p.m. during our earlier newscast, we had a little bit of green showing up on the map. And at that point in time, I was saying, if you went up 40,000 feet, 30,000 feet, even 25,000 feet up into the air, you would probably see some rain where you're seeing this green. But you got to keep in mind, as that raindrop falls from the higher levels of the atmosphere and encounters all that dry air near the surface, that raindrop just falls apart. So that's kind of what's going on the radar as of now. We are certainly mainly cloudy right now, but for the most part, we are still dry. I do want to expand this picture for you, and you'll notice that we do certainly have a little more precipitation south and west of us and north and west of us. The activity to the southwest is heading to the northeast, and as it does, it's going to be a player in our weather as we head into Saturday. So yes, Saturday will be a day where we deal with some off and on scattered showers. In addition to that, we will perhaps even start out the event in areas north of 460, especially into areas north of Interstate 64, with a light wintry mix of freezing rain, sleet, and maybe even some snowflakes. So we've got this winter weather advisory in effect from 5 a.m. Saturday through 2 p.m. on Saturday. Where you see these purple shaded counties, that's where the winter weather advisories are in effect. It's in effect for Highland, Bath, Allegheny, Rockbridge, Amherst, and Western Nelson counties. Also for Pocahontas and Greenbrier counties in West Virginia. So again, we have this winter weather advisory in effect for about 9 hours tomorrow from 5 a.m. through about 2 p.m. on Saturday. This is where the National Weather Service is thinking that we're going to see the most amount of this light wintry mix that we were just talking about. And frankly, I have no reason to disagree with them. Let's show you Future Tracker. And by 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't be surprised if this green that you see in North Carolina is a little further north. I would not at all be surprised by 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning if we had a stray shower right along the North Carolina-Virginia border. Notice, though, that the precipitation really starts to fill in and become a little more widespread by about 7, 8, 9 a.m. Notice that areas north of 460 have this pink. That's an indicator of perhaps some freezing rain and sleet. Even up towards Highland County, we could have a couple of snowflakes falling. South of 460, it's mainly just some scattered rain showers. As we continue to go through time, this is by about noon on Saturday, certainly more green on the map than pink, an indicator that as the day goes on tomorrow, we will see less and less in the way of wintry mix even further north. Now, still at noon, there will be higher elevations north, especially towards the highlands, that are dealing with some freezing rain and sleet still. But notice that the pink is not what it was at 8, 9 a.m. Notice further south, it's all green from Roanoke and points south towards Lynchburg, towards Danville, towards Martinsville, Hillsville, Wytheville, an indicator that it's just going to be just plain old rain showers for the New River Valley, the Roanoke Valley, for Lynchburg, and for Southside. I think by 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow, the precipitation's gone. Okay, I would say by mid to late afternoon tomorrow, this precipitation, mainly rain, will skedaddle. It'll be gone. Okay, then tomorrow night, skies may actually clear out for us, and then on Sunday, I think we're going to see a little more sunshine. I think Sunday we'll probably see a little more cloud cover than what this computer model is saying. But overall, I think Sunday is going to be the nicer of the 2 weekend days for sure. For 1, Sunday, there's only a minimal chance for a stray rogue leftover shower. For 2, Sunday is going to be much warmer. And for 3, Sunday is going to be much brighter for us as well. All right, so let's talk about how much rain we're expecting to see on Saturday. And friends, it doesn't look like it's going to be a ton. All right, notice that we're going to see anywhere from about a trace to about a ½ inch, okay? The numbers are going to be lower east. They're going to be a little bit higher west. The zone that I think will see the most amount of rain here on Saturday will be the New River Valley. That's where we could see a ¼ inch to ½ inch of rainfall with maybe isolated higher totals. You head a little bit further east, and that's where we're going to see more like a trace towards Danville, South Boston, and Charlotte Courthouse. So a trace to a ½ inch of rain on the way for Saturday. Certainly no need to worry about any flooding. It has been a breezy, arguably windy day out there for us today. Certainly it was windier in the morning than it was later in the day. We did have a wind gust up to 40 miles per hour in Hot Springs, a wind gust up to 36 miles per hour in Covington. 33 miles per hour was the strongest wind gust in Martinsville, also in Blacksburg. Had wind gusts at or above 30 miles per hour in Lexington, Roanoke, Hillsville, and Galax as well. Now, the good news is the winds have settled down immensely. Okay, the winds are no longer playing an important role in our forecast. Okay, the winds are anywhere between 3 and 8 miles per hour. So the winds are calmer now. And as you can see here, the winds will not do much to us tomorrow. Look, tomorrow's going to be crummy enough. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be wet at times. Could have that mix further north in the morning. So there's going to be a little bit happening for us tomorrow. But one of the things that we won't be worried about is the wind. Okay, the wind is going to be negligible as we head into our Saturday. The winds then will strengthen for us here as we head into early next week. All right, it is 10:09 and it's 35 in Hot Springs, 53 in Lynchburg, also in Danville, 53 a popular number at Smith Mountain Lake and also into Martinsville as well. 44 though Wytheville, and 45 as we speak in Hillsville and Galax. Told you that we're in store for a chilly day tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow only in the 40s. Highest elevations may not get out of the 30s. Tomorrow is going to feel every bit like February outside. But that cold air tomorrow is going to be very short-lived. By the time we head into Sunday and as we head into next week, all indications are we're going to warm things back up again, and you'll see that coming up in your 7-day forecast. Temperatures really from Sunday all the way through next Friday are going to climb again between 60 and 65. So we are going to be pretty warm here late this weekend into much of next week, as the cold air is going to be bottled up well to the west of us. Remember yesterday I was telling you that we were about 25 degrees warmer than they were in Las Vegas here locally. Well, that cold air is going to stay west, and it's going to remain to be quite chilly in places like Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, Portland, Los Angeles, San Diego. For tonight, we're noticeably colder. We're going to have more clouds around, maybe even a couple of little sprinkles or showers. Overnight lows between about 32 and 40. For the day tomorrow, off and on scattered showers or colder. High temperatures tomorrow mainly in the 40s. Your extended forecast showing temperatures going up. 62 Sunday, 61 Monday, 60 on Tuesday, 62 on Wednesday, 64 Thursday, back down to 60 on Friday. So 60 to about 65 here for us Sunday through Friday. One other thing to notice on the 7-day, it is going to be a unsettled time for us here for the next 7 days. I think the next, or I should say, I think the nicest 2 days that we're going to have here over the next week will lie on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. That's when we're going to, I think, see the most amount of sunshine. So again, it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday are going to kind of be the pick days to be outside here over the next 7 days. We're dry, we're pretty sunny, and we're still going to have temperatures above average. Rain chances will be around for us here Saturday, Monday, and then again on Thursday and Friday of next week. Joining me is my good friend Allie. Allie, are there any questions that I can answer tonight? Yes. Yeah. What do I think about snow in March? Boy, you know, I was optimistic. I'm not going to lie. When we were that cold in December, and I expected January to be warm, I did, but I expected us to potentially have a couple of chances for some snow in February. And we've gotten some snow in some areas in February, but haven't seen much. And so as we go into March, boy, I am not nearly as optimistic as I once was. That's not to say it won't happen. It's not to say we won't see any snow in February or in March. Keep in mind when the blizzard of '85 happened in, I believe, March. It happened, I think, March like 9th, 10th, or 11th. So, you know, the blizzard that we had back in the 80s, it happened in March. So can we get big snows in March? Yes, absolutely we can. But we've seen a whole lot of days like this. So, yeah, I would say we're not going to see much snow in March. That's my best guess right now. But then again, truth be known, if you've watched these appcasts here over the last month or so, I truly thought that we'd see some snow in February, so I was wrong about that. All right, there's no denying that I was wrong. I was hoping in February we would see some snow, and we haven't. So maybe with me saying I don't think we're going to see snow in March, we will see snow in March. We'll see what happens. But the pattern is going to change a little bit. That oscillation that we talk about, i.e. El Nino or La Nina, is going to become more neutral in March, which should mean for us cooler temperatures pushing it eventually into March. But the question becomes, you got to keep this in mind. This is important. By March, that sun angle is higher. Okay, so it's a little bit harder to get snow. So that's a very long answer to the question. The answer to your question is no, I don't think we're going to see much snow in March. Allie's saying, man, they're hoping for a blizzard. Frankly, friends, I am too. I love snow. Now, the freezing rain and sleet, I hate it. It's no fun. But snow's awesome. And I've been kind of a little, I don't know, sad that we haven't seen much snow here this winter. And I know when I say that, some people are going to say, yeah, Jeff, yeah. And others would be like, Jeff, what's wrong with you, man? No, we like it warm. It's one of those things where you can't win. Allie, any other questions? Okay. Current time is 10:14. There's a look at your weekend forecast, by the way. Again, Saturday looks to be wetter, gloomier, cooler than Sunday. Sunday, I think we'll see a little more sunshine than Saturday, and Sunday is going to be warmer, so Sunday is the pick day to be outside. Very quickly here, if you're just joining us here on these appcasts, you can see them several different ways. You can see them on YouTube. You can see them on Roku. You can see them on the News app. You can see them on the Weather app, and you can see them on Facebook Live. So we have 5 different ways for you to see these appcasts. And it was interesting because when we started doing these appcasts, Allie and her team were like, Jeff, what days do you want to do these appcasts? Well, my answer was, let's do them on Monday. Let's do them Monday at 10 p.m. because on Monday at 10 p.m. I can, give the folks a chance to see what the work week is going to look like. And then I said on Friday, I'll do an appcast at 10 p.m. because that'll be an opportunity for me to talk about the weekend forecast. Well, the other thing that I said was, and we'll also be doing these appcasts as needed. So I think like 80 to 85% of the time of late, we've been doing these appcasts because there's almost always something to talk about. So we for sure do them every Monday and Friday, but lately, frankly, we've been doing them quite often on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays as well. And again, in order to watch these appcasts, you can see them on Roku, on YouTube, on the News app, the Weather app, and on Facebook Live. Current time is 10:16. We'll be back here for our 11 o'clock newscast here in less than 45 minutes from now. We do hope to see you for it. But if we don't, I hope everybody has a great night and happy weekend to you.